Let's get right into episode 65 of Dragon Ball Super. Now, if you haven't watched this or any previous episodes, you can watch these on Crunchyroll.com, Daisuki.net, and AnimeLab.com. This will be on Funimation now very soon, subbed and eventually dubbed, like I previously mentioned. And so, yes, let's get right into this. This is going to contain spoilers. This is a review and discussion of this whole episode. We're going to review everything in depth. So, the episode starts out with Merge Zamasu, and he has just been formed through the Potara earring fusion. Everyone is in shock of how much energy and power this guy has within him, and everyone is really just they're in shock. They're just in complete awe. So eventually he forms a halo around on his back, this big ring of light, and then it's also revealed that he claims that he is still immortal and increases in strength as he fights. So he has the main capabilities of Goku Black, which are increasing in strength as he fights, as previously shown in the past episodes, and he's immortal just like Zamasu. So there was a lot of speculation going on if he was going to lose the immortality because he fused with Goku Black, but no, he retains everything. So none of that, none of the fusion technicalities really got in the way. He just merged, and they are one. They still have all the same abilities and some new ones with that Halo ring of light behind him, which he has three new techniques mainly that have names. The Blades of Judgment, which are these red blades that attack. They come down on you, and once they hit the ground, they explode around the ground of the opponent. Lightning of Absolution, it's purple lightning that is very powerful and attacks their opponent. And then Holy Wrath kind of looks like a death ball almost. It's formed within the ring of light, the halo, and they project it at Goku and his companions, Vegeta and Trunks. So very cool, very awesome how they made some brand new techniques. It's really cool. So the destruction around continues, and it shows the civilians, all the survivors, and they go outside to see if the coast is clear. And this poor civilian man disintegrates because he's right in the path of one of the lightning of absolution. For the lightning of absolution, he was right in its path. He just took that head on and he disintegrated into nothing. So that was kind of sad. Rest in peace. We will always remember you, unnamed civilian man. Um, so after that, it shows Vegeta and Goku, and it's this big standoff with Merge Zamasu and Goku and Vegeta, and they are eventually hit with the Lightning of Absolution, and they both are pummeled into the ground by that. They are shocked, and they fall to the ground, and they both go back to base form, which is a pretty surprising feat. That's not the easiest thing to do, is just to knock them from Super Saiyan Blue to base form. So it is very powerful. This is, these two by themselves were powerful, so them merged, plus this purple, hooded, winged being, whatever it's called, behind them in their ring of light, the halo. So quite a bit there that they have to deal with. And so Zamasu is talking about how he wants to bring a new Earth, a new era for this world, and for gods, by gods, said by him. And it shows a couple of different things. It shows him piercing the Earth. Then it cuts to some more destruction. Cuts to the Kame House, and then and then it pans to some mountains, some ice mountains, and it shows Android 8 watching the destruction. So Android 8 does have a cameo in this episode, which was pretty surprising. Pretty cool to see that there's a lot of Dragon Ball references. First, the Kame House, which originated in Dragon Ball. The Mafuba was just in the last episode. And now we get to see Android 8, so that was pretty cool, actually. So, Trunks all the civilians are there, and eventually they're trying to run from all this chaos and destruction. And this little girl falls. One of the survivors, the little girl and her older brother, but the little girl falls. But Trunks is right there to save her, so she's not harmed. And Trunks tells them to go to where Mai, Bulma, and he was, but just Mai and Bulma are right there. Previously, earlier in the episode, Bulma planted one of the capsules and has another, sort of warehouse-looking kind of place. And so he directs everyone to go there for safety. And Trunks declares that he is going to go help his father and Goku fight this battle against merged Zamasu. Um, so Goku, as he's going there, he's not there just yet. So Goku and Vegeta both attack the winged creature, and they attack it head on, and he dies, or it dies, I guess. And so it's gone. They don't have to deal with him at least. And then Zamasu, um, as Vegeta and Goku punch him, he catches their hand, and this was very interesting. He catches their punches with both arms, and he then crushes their hand and starts, crushing them and trying to break their hands. But you also see electricity around his hands, and you just see Goku's and Vegeta's arms just trembling and shaking. They look so disfigured. They're being, from what I can perceive, are they're being shocked, and it's very powerful, very crazy, and it sends them both sort of down for the count for a little bit. I don't think they're not really hit back to base form, but they're hit, and so Trunks arrives, and he's there to help, and he sees Goku and Vegeta. They're just lying there hurt because of that last attack. And so Trunks appears, and he goes to fight. Zamasu, he throws some blades of judgment at him, but he cuts them in half, which was surprising. And so he goes back down, and Zamasu's getting ready to use this attack called Holy Wrath, and he throws it, and Trunks has a little speech about how he's going to put everything into this one attack, and how he wants to make the wishes of all the mortals come true and defeat Zamasu once and for all. So he goes for the Gallic Gun. Now this beam struggle, the Holy Wrath versus Trunks' Gallic Gun, goes on for a little while, but Vegeta comes up and he does his own Gallic Gun and joins his son in the very first father-son Gallic Gun. In the Cell arc, we did have the father-son Kamehameha, but now we have a father-son Gallic Gun, so that was really awesome. And so they push the Holy Wrath, they push it back, and they push it back and it explodes. And so Vegeta and Trunks believe to have won, but Zamasu actually still is alive. He still lives on. And he's shook once again. Zamasu, he is, he's very he's very just in shock right now because of that. He's just so ticked off right now, and he eventually shoots some lightning of absolution right in Trunks' way. But in what is probably the greatest character development for Vegeta, Vegeta takes the hit for him. This is one of the best scenes of this entire episode. It was great seeing Vegeta, his character develop like that, and he takes the lightning of absolution right to the chest, and it takes off like pretty much half of his armor on the upper side of his body, like half of his armor, and then some part of his shoulder, and his the first part of his arm. All that armor is just completely been blasted off, and he's out. We don't know if he's dead yet, but that looked pretty bad. So their Trunks and Vegeta are there. They're about to get hit with another Holy Wrath blast, but Goku is there, Super Saiyan Blue, and he fires off the Kamehameha against the Holy Wrath, and so it's clashing for a while, and it's Kamehameha versus Holy Wrath, and so the episode ends in this explosion. And so the episode closes, and it was one of the best episodes. It probably the best episode so far. But this preview for episode 66 reveals something huge. We finally have confirmation for a fusion. Vegito is happening. Potara earring fusion with Goku and Vegeta. Vegito is happening. He's the first thing that is shown in the preview. They go Super Saiyan Blue right off the bat. For some reason, Zamasu looks deformed. My guess maybe has something to do with the halo not being there, but looks really deformed. Half of his face is like purple. His arm looks kind of sludgy. It's really weird. And my favorite thing of the preview probably has to be that Vegito fires off in Super Saiyan Blue form a final Kamehameha, which, if you don't know, final Kamehameha is the final flash, the first pose with his arms spread out, wingspan wide, and then he brings them together and then fires off a Kamehameha in this yellow and blue blast. And so that's how the episode ends. Great, great episode. But now, without further ado, let's get into some discussion of this episode. And with me, I have a special guest, previously known as Pixelated Mario, but now known as XAIRE. How are you doing, XAIRE?
I'm doing actually fine today. How are you, Mr. Bropo?
Good, thank you very much. I'm happy to have you here.
Alright, it's amazing.
Last week I had Dan Zoroark. It'll be alternating. Sometimes I'll have Dan Zoroark. Sometimes I'll have XAIRE. So
And maybe he'll just be by himself,
yeah, which I most likely just won't have a discussion by myself. But I'll review the episode and give you some of the latest news of Dragon Ball through the week. So let's dive into this episode discussion. What did you think of this episode?
I thought this episode was very, very good. It was actually like a very, very good what's the word? I forgot what I was gonna say, but it was a really good episode. It basically showed some things that we never thought we would see in this show, the scene where Vegeta and Goku's hands are getting smashed in.
Yeah, they're getting crushed. That was
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
And that the character development with Vegeta and Trunks, which blew me away when I first saw it.
Yeah, me being, a huge fan of Vegeta, him being my favorite, that was great to see. Now, so what did you think? What did you make of the purple winged creature that Merge Zamasu formed?
Now, I have mixed feelings about this creature because me and him don't know what it is. It's kind of like a bird, but it isn't at the same time.
No one really knows what it is at this point. It's really weird.
Yeah, because it kind of has a hood-ish, like in its figure.
Yeah,
So
it looks like I'm not sure how to explain it. It's very odd. We've never really seen anything like this in Dragon Ball. It's pretty strange.
Maybe he might put a picture up right now to show.
Yeah, here's a picture. I'll just show you guys.
Bloop!
And yeah, so it's really strange. So what did you think of the father-son Galagun?
The father-son Gallic gun was probably really remarkable. It's one of my favorite scenes in the whole episode because it shows a very good character development between Vegeta and Trunks, because in the earlier series, Trunks and Vegeta were not too good of a father-son relationship. They had some troubles.
Yeah, Vegeta was not very fond of him in the Cell arc.
Yeah, he was kind of a cocky smartass because he just kind of acted cocky, and he always thought he would be able to do something more than his own son.
He always believed more in himself than in his son, and now it shows that Vegeta is a better father figure these days.
Yes.
It was a really good episode, and then What were your thoughts on the Kamehameha wave? Like
At the
the
end.
yeah,
I thought it was very very good cliffhanger.
yeah, those are pretty huge. One thing that I didn't get about the preview is they never refer to Vegito. They always Goku is speaking, and he always talks about how our attacks are doing effects.
Yeah.
Our power is increasing. We're going to win, but he never really talks about him fusing with Vegeta,
Well, maybe
as if
that's
it,
something to
as if
find out in the next episode.
as if it's not a big deal, which it is a huge deal. We have not seen a fusion in ages, um, especially Vegito. We haven't seen Vegito since the Buu arc. That was the only time we saw him, and now in Super Saiyan Blue form, this is pretty huge. It's not, and not only that, this unlike Gogeta, which Gogeta only lasts for a certain amount of time. Vegito lasts forever.
Yeah.
So they'll have to wish they're opposed to fusing always. They're always opposed to fusing.
Yeah.
So they'll have to wish to be unfused, I guess. So I guess
Yeah.
they'll have to do that soon.
Yeah.
That's the only way I guess that'll work. So I'm not 100% sure how that's gonna play out though, because I know they're really. I wonder how they're going to settle on fusing.
Yeah.
It does show because for episode 63, the preview of 64. No, excuse me, the episode 64. No, yeah, 63 previewing 64. 64 had a lot to do with had a lot to do with merge Zamasu, and the title had to do with Zamasu fusing.
Yeah.
But at the very end, we just see like in the preview for 64 a couple weeks back, we just see like one small clip of Merge Zamasu, but here we see a lot of Vegeta, so I'm guessing it's gonna happen pretty early in the episode where they fuse. So
Yeah.
it's going to be quite interesting. I was very excited when I first saw it. So
Yeah, I knew you were. You're like off the walls, I bet.
I was flipping so bad. I was nerding out really bad. So
Yeah.
yeah, what do you think about Two-Face Zamasu thing?
Two-Face Zamasu. It really made me wonder because, like, yeah, like you said, he does kind of like feel like Two-Face because of like his arm and his face because
They
it feels
both
like
look
it's
deformed.
yeah. He looks deformed. He looks burned as well. So
Strange.
I feel like he might have accidentally gotten burned because I like you said there was no halo, right?
Yeah, maybe the thing is, for the preview for episode 65, it mentioned how Goku used a life-risking attack to break the Halo. So we know that's gonna be broken. But a Kamehameha as Super Saiyan Blue, that's not life-risking. The only way I could see that working is if he somehow used Kaioken maybe times 20,
Yeah.
or possibly, I guess they could get away with times 10. But at least times 20 would make sense. They could kind of get away with 10, but
Yeah. How could his
after he used Kaioken times 10 in the Universal Tournament, he he was hurting.
Mhm.
He was messed up. He was having muscle spasms after the fight, like literally right after. It was pretty grotesquely animated.
yes.
Um, but I mean, it wasn't really life risking. It was, but at the same time, we knew he really wouldn't die from that. I would say I guess they could get away with doing a times 10, but times 20 would make more sense when in terms of life risking. So
Yes,
I'm
definitely.
guessing that might have done that. If it's just a Kamehameha, then I have no clue why it mentioned life risking, but maybe it was just maybe we're, it was
They
just miss,
information
yeah, like excuse me,
calculated.
mistranslated. So
It's like in the
maybe taking out that halo, maybe it broke. It broke. Maybe it ruined some of his power.
wait, maybe if it maybe like without the halo, maybe it has something to like weaken his immortality. Maybe.
Possibly.
Because, like, we saw him get burnt, so something must have happened to the Halo, which something must have happened to him.
The
So,
halo wasn't shown in the preview, so we know
yeah.
it's gone.
Yeah, so the Halo had something to do with his scars, which just kind of confused me, because,
Yeah, half his face was fine, half his face was purple of all things. So that was strange.
yeah, so basically it turned into Harvey Dent of Dragon Ball Z.
It was strange.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you very much, Zaire, for joining me and discussing this for a little
No
while.
problem.
What do you guys think of this? There's a lot of things happening. If you're any type of Dragon Ball fan, there's something here for you. You got Future Trunks, you got Vegeta, you got Father Son Gallic Gun, you got Goku looking strong using a Kamehameha, you got Vegito Super Saiyan Blue, Merge Zamasu, all of his new attacks. It's a great time to be a Dragon Ball fan. It's awesome. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and comment down below, and be sure, if you're watching this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button for me. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, thank you very much, Zaire.
No problem.
And we will see you guys very soon.
See ya.